The war in Ukraine turned 1 year old today, with at least 210,000 dead, 30,000 of them civilians. But despite the human and material loss, the conflict seems to have no end date, with Russian President Vladimir Putin responsible for the invasion, stating that he intends to continue with attacks on the neighboring country to protect himself from a strategic defeat supported by country's foreigners. On the eve of the anniversary, Putin blamed the war on the West, while the United States announced $500 million in support for Ukrainian troops during a secret visit by President Joe Biden to the country's capital, Kiev, in his traditional State of the Nation address, broadcast on Tuesday, 21. The Russian president said that he did everything he could to avoid the conflict, but that he decided to invade Ukraine to avoid an alleged attack on Crimea, annexed by Moscow in 2014, a decision not recognized internationally. The people of Ukraine have become hostages of the regime in Kiev and its Western overlords, who have occupied the country in the political, military, and economic sense, Putin said in the speech. Western elites are trying to hide their goals of inflicting a strategic defeat on Russia. They intend to turn the local conflict into a global confrontation. This is how we understand it, and we will react accordingly, he continued. Biden's visit to Ukraine. The President of the United States arrived by surprise in Kiev, capital of Ukraine, this Monday, 20. A visit to neighboring Poland was scheduled for the same day, but a visit to the warring territory had not been confirmed by the White House. Biden was received by Volodymyr Zelensky, the Ukrainian leader, and walked with him through the streets of the capital, despite the air alarm in effect across the country in the face of attacks by Russian forces. He even announced $500 million in support, including military equipment, for the war-torn country. Biden and Scholz will meet in the United States to discuss or support Ukraine. One of the White House's two goals is to convince Germany to increase its offer of aid to Ukraine. The President of the United States and the Prime Minister of Germany met this Friday, 3, in Washington. It was a business meeting, without pomp. Joe Biden praised Germany for stepping up military assistance to Ukraine despite what he called internal challenges the country faced, such as rising energy prices. German Chancellor Olaf Scholz said it was very important to emphasize the message that the two countries would continue to support Kiev for as long as necessary. One of the White House's goals is to convince Germany to increase aid to Ukraine. This Friday, 3, before the meeting, the U.S. government announced the release of more than $400 million in military support to the Ukrainians. Also this Friday, 3, Volodymyr Zelensky received in Lviv attorney generals from several countries and from the International Criminal Court. In a speech, the president of Ukraine reinforced the request for Russians to be investigated for war crimes. In Russia, President Vladimir Putin urged the Security Council to step up anti-terrorist measures. The meeting came after the Russian government accused Ukrainian saboteurs of a terrorist attack across the border on Thursday. Also this Friday, 3, some of the foreign ministers who are at the G20 summit in India released a note defending a lasting peace in Ukraine. The text signed by representatives of the United States, India, Japan and Australia says that the use or threat of use of nuclear weapons is inadmissible. Subscribe to the channel, share, like the video and comment your opinion. We'll stay here until next time.